Welcome to Builder Information Systems Video Learning Center. This basics tutorial will cover transactions and master record screens. With any new software, becoming familiar with the basic screen functions and options at your disposal will save you time and minimize frustrations when starting out. This tutorial provides some basics associated with maneuvering transaction and master record screens. Please note that Builder Information System conforms to Microsoft standards in this regard. Before accessing any screens, notice the overall look of the application. The application's blue title bar at the top of the window, followed by the main menu, then the application and the preview menus, which are grayed out. They become active when specific screens are accessed. The large area will display the My Desktop screens or the various transaction and master record screens when accessed through the menus. Here's a valuable note. The menus available may be modified. To do so, simply right-click in the open area of the menu bar below the title bar. A pop-up will appear with a list of available menus to select or unselect. Notice, if you uncheck Application, that menu portion is removed from the menu area. Also, there are additional menu options available, including a customizable user toolbar. For this tutorial, please leave the Application menu checked in the menu options. Here's an additional helpful tip. Note the message bar in the footer area of BIS. It has the company name, user, period, session date, and report server status. Clicking on the company name will bring up the login screen, allowing you to change your login, to log into different company data, or log in as a different user. Clicking on the username in the footer will bring up the login screen, allowing you to change just the username. Clicking on current period will allow you to log into the prior period if available. Clicking the session date allows you to change only the login session date. And lastly, the report server status. If you do not have the report server module, there will be a red X next to the RS. Let's now look at a transaction screen to illustrate. We'll use the Accounts Payable Invoice. To access the screen, select the Vendor Invoices link in the white area of the My Desktop Accounts Payable module, or by selecting Vendor Invoices in the Transaction menu. When first accessing either a transaction or master record screen, the screen opens to the main tab and defaults as if you intend to create a new entry. Note in this case the title bar at the top of the program indicates Vendor Invoices New. Also note that the icons in the application menu are now active and no longer grayed out. Here's a helpful tip. Floating your cursor over the icon will reveal the icon's function and quick key option if one is available. Viewing the icons starting from the left are the new icon to create a new transaction or record when an existing record is completed. The open icon will allow you to open a saved record if it's not currently associated or already tied with other transactions or processes. The save icon for saving an entry when it is completed or modified. These first three functions are also found at the top of the File menu. The fourth icon from the left is the clone icon, which is available in the Professional and Enterprise editions of Builder Information System and allows you to clone master records and job information. It's not functional on the transaction screens. Additional icons include cut, copy, paste, undo, and delete. Make special note, the delete icon deletes the entire record. To make a new transaction, you would enter the required information for completing the transaction and then save it by clicking the Save icon or selecting Save from the File menu or by using the Control-S Quick Key command. But what if you wish to see or modify an existing vendor invoice transaction? How is this done? There are several ways to populate the screen with an existing transaction. First, the most common method is to use the Find or Search tool, which will allow you to perform a search in existing records. This is accessed by clicking on the magnifying glass in the application bar above the transaction screen, or by using the Control-F Quick Key command. Either method will provide a search screen where you may enter criteria for the search and then clicking the search button, or by selecting the desired transaction in the search screen list, the transaction will populate the transaction screen. I recommend reviewing the basics tutorial on the Find tool in our video library for additional details and nuances to maximize the use of this feature. It's quite helpful and will save you time. To the right of the delete icon are the fiscal year and sort order drop-down fields and the ascending-descending icon. These fields work in conjunction with the VCR buttons. Select from the fiscal year and sort order drop-down fields and whether you want it additionally in ascending or descending order. Then use the VCR buttons to scroll through the transactions in this sequence. Viewing the VCR buttons from left to right are First, which takes you to the first record or transaction based on the settings. The second VCR button is Prior, to move you to the previous record or transaction if one is available. The next button will advance to the next record in the list. And finally, the last button will advance you to the last record or transaction in the list. The VCR buttons also work with keys F5 through F8 on your keyboard. The insert line and delete line icons pertain to the line item grid area within a new or open transaction or record and allow you to add or remove line item lines. Simply select the line in the line item table and click the icon or use the corresponding quick keys. Here's a great learning tool when first starting out. Clicking the Biz Help icon will open up the Biz Help resource directly to the related information to the screen you have accessed, providing detailed information and definitions regarding that screen. Next is the What's This Help resource. Clicking the icon and then clicking in a specific field or area will bring up help resource information about that field or area, if it is available. If printing options are available for the type of transaction being generated, then all or part of the report menu options, like the preview, print, export report, and email report icons may be activated. In this case, the vendor invoice screen is used strictly to enter the invoice information, so those icons are grayed out. The close icon will close the screen. The Windows Tool menu option places icons for a calculator, calendar, and notepad in the menu area. Note that the calculator may be launched from anywhere within Builder Information System using the F11 key on your keyboard, the notepad using the F12 key. This tutorial is designed as a basic overview. If you require additional detailed instructions pertaining to creating a vendor invoice or another transaction process, please review the tutorial on that subject in our video library.